Hey everyone, I'm so excited that you came back to join for my second video. I'm so excited for this journey. I didn't even think you guys would watch my first one, so like, woohoo! I got way more likes and follows and views than I thought I would. So glory to God, He's moving. So I just really hope that He speaks to you and that you open your heart to Him, and that you experience the love He has for you. So super excited for this journey. As I promised, this video is an overview of my life, an overview of my testimony. So I'm going to basically be going chronologically from start to where I am now, of the events I've gone through, my struggles, to give you guys an understanding and like a little overview, preview of my life, my journey, who I am, where I come from, because each video after this is going to talk about a specific experience or struggle or lesson that I have gone through or am currently going through. So I think it's important to start with like a little roadmap of where I've come from and where I'm going, and that way you guys can understand where we're going with our videos. So alright, let's get started. Okay, so I was born in a small town, and my parents divorced when I was a year and a half old, roughly. I have an older sister who's 6 years older, and she is great. So I lived with my parents back and forth. I would go back and forth between my mom and my dad's house my whole life until the 4th grade. I primarily lived with my mom, and then I lived with my dad for like every other weekend. So in the 4th grade, I decided to move in with my mom full time. There were just a lot of like unhealthy patterns that I noticed that I just didn't really want to be around. So I decided to move in with my mom. They originally divorced because there were issues with alcohol, and that caused some unhealthiness in the relationship. And so, like any struggle, it can really impact the person and then their relationship. So that's kind of what alcohol had done. And so they split up, and I decided to live with my mom in the 4th grade. And that was obviously a really hard year for me to live with my mom and not really have that closeness with my dad and not have that relationship with him. So that was really hard, really, really hard. And a lot of unhealthiness, a lot of shame and guilt on my part. I felt very like worthless, unwanted, and like really harmed, and just not good enough. So that experience really lowered my esteem, and I think that's where a lot of my identity like issues kind of started, if I'm being honest, because I always just felt less than other things, I guess, in people's lives. So that really impacted me. That whole year I was really depressed, really suicidal. Like that's all I could think about. And I didn't even understand what it was. It was like these tormenting thoughts that just could not leave my head. Like I would be sitting, like coloring, and then all of a sudden I'd have these thoughts like, kill yourself, like you shouldn't be here, like suicide. So literally the word would just be in my head, and I just couldn't get it out, and I would scream and cry. I'm in 4th grade, I'm this like little girl, and I'm like screaming and crying and like being tormented by these thoughts, and I just couldn't control it. It was really scary and like really bad. So I talked to my mom about it, and she was really awesome. She really encouraged me and really helped me through this time, and she got me into counseling, which was really helpful, just talking about my experiences and having someone be there for me that I can trust, because my trust issues were like really shaken and just really hard on a little girl, different things that I want to be vulnerable with, but I also want to keep private because I want to respect the different people in my life that have affected me in that way, like negatively, because I don't want to dishonor them or anything like that. So some things I will have to keep more reserved for those reasons, but just know that there was a lot of harm, unintentional harm as well, because I know that these people love me. But when people are hurt, they hurt other people, and it's a cycle that we need to break. So, yeah, so this is where healing takes place, so, it's good. But, excuse me. So I, hold on, my hair's looking a little funky. Let me just me just put this up in a little bun real quick. Boom. Let's do it. Okay, wow. That was like half of my hair that I just yanked out. Okay. So to continue, that looks even worse, but it's alright. Woo! Okay, so, what was I gonna say? Yes, moving on. So counseling kind of helped, just having someone to talk to. I really started to, like, deal with things through art because of that. We did art therapy a lot, during my counseling sessions. Then I have a neighbor and their family, that I grew up with, and my mom had always gone to church, but it was like a holiday church, like time. You know, we would only go for the holidays. I don't know how to English, so holiday church time, I don't know. But we would only go on the holidays, basically. And so it was more like religious and not really like relationship with Jesus, which is what I've discovered now. So, there's this family. They invited me to church with them, and I went to their church, that they attended every week, and they like loved the Lord and like just feared him and followed him. And so I went, and I went for a while, and I learned a lot about God as the Father. And I've always kind of had a hard time with that concept, just because I had such a weird experience with parents, you know, with like a father, that it developed kind of trust issues. So I just didn't really understand God as a father, and I think trusting God was a big struggle of mine. Trusting him, trusting that he loved me, trusting that he actually cares about who I am. Because when you don't feel your own value, it's like, how can a God that you can't see care about you? You know, like, why? So it was just really hard for me to grasp. I continued to learn, and I love to learn, like, love to learn. So I really just took that and ran. I was asking questions, doing Sunday school, Bible study, constantly learning more about the Lord and his love and his truth, and trying to figure out what the heck all this stuff is about. And so after like a year or two of going to church and really getting plugged in, reading my Bible, asking people thousands of questions, and I'm very thankful for their patience, because your homegirl asks a lot of questions. I just want to know, you know? I have questions and I want to know them. So we would dig in the truth, dig in the word for those answers. And then I went to a youth convention. Okay, I said this would be brief, and we're 8 minutes in, and I'm only at like 12 years old, so it's alright, y'all. Okay, I'm so weird, I can't. Alright, continue. Focus. Okay. Anywho, so, I went to a youth convention in Ocean City, Maryland, and, youth rally, and when I was like 12 years old, I think I was 12, I was like roughly around 12, and that's when I finally surrendered my life to Jesus. I finally was like, you know what, I'm tired of running from you, I'm tired of not trusting you, I'm tired of fighting, I'm tired of not accepting your love, I'm tired of being afraid. And so I was like, you know what, Lord, I'm a sinner, and I need you, I need you, I need you, I am broken. I'm broken, and I feel hopeless, and I need healing, and I need you as my Father. Please forgive me of my sins, and please rescue me. And I had still believed in him. I just had so much hurt and pain. And so when I say I recommitted my life to Christ, I was still forgiven, even in that bad stuff, but it was like on my part. Like, I was reaching back to him. I was coming back to him and running back to him, like the prodigal son in the Bible. So that's kind of what I mean, like, to clarify. And so then my senior year, you know, I still struggle with my identity. I got into some partying, which was ridiculous, and I embarrassed myself so bad. And so I went to college, and I just wanted to be wanted still. I wanted people to love me, but I loved the Lord, but I still wanted guys to think I was cute and like attention in that way. So I hadn't fully understood the amount of love that he had for me. because I still at this time thought that like performance is how I got loved, even with the Lord. And so I was just like seeking love because I still felt not enough. And then like I went to a party, almost got kicked out of my college, and like completely fell on my face. And God, like my school found out I had to get into like this Bible study and like get mentors, and that was the best thing for me because in that season of my life, at my very lowest, where I literally almost got kicked out of college, what the heck, I was surrounded by the love of God. And he showed me that he loved me. Because I heard my whole life, like, God loves me. But it's really hard to really experience and understand his love. And so to know that he actually loves me, regardless of what I've ever done and ever will do. Like, he actually loves me and he pursues me. Like, he chases after me. He sees me and he, like, chases after me because he loves me and he fights for me and he died for me and he died to adopt me as his child. Like, adopt is to pursue someone and seek someone and like catch them and like bring them in. And adoption process is not easy. Like, so that just says something about God's love for you, you know? So he fights for you and he fights for me, and I understood that. I understood that his love is unconditional. And in that moment, in that freshman year of college, that's when I truly was like, all right, God, like, this is it. Like, I've ran and I keep running and I'm a ridiculous hot mess, but you have always ran after me. No matter how far I ran, how many times I fell on my face, you continuously chased after me, and he showered me in that love, and he does the same thing for you. And so I accepted him, and you can accept him too. And so I truly was like, all right, I surrender. And there's still different things I struggle with, like still struggle with anxiety and depression, panic attacks, which God has really helped me with a lot, sexual sin, finding my identity and trying to run from my problems. Like, there's always things you're going to be struggling with, even when you're saved. Like, it doesn't make me perfect. I still struggle. The only thing is I'm forgiven. So, woohoo. You are loved by God too, and he offers that forgiveness to you, but I've accepted it, and you can as well. And I continue to try to overcome, and I have conviction, and he has helped me so much to overcome different things, and to grow. You're constantly growing and constantly learning, and sometimes you fall on your face, but he's faithful to get you back up and help you and guide you right back on the path. And, you know, after my freshman year, sophomore year was great, and then my stepdad died, and he raised me, he helped raise me, and he was really a dad to me, and so that just really shook us. And then with that, that struck the whole father identity crisis back in me, and just a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and it brought back a lot of different things. And so I'm really just trying to rely on the Lord to heal me, because I started relying on other things to fill my void and heal me and fill my identity where I felt lost and broken. And so just trying to heal from that and trying to grow in that area. There's a lot of struggles that I have, and I will be more in depth, more open about those in the future in other videos. But that's kind of an overview of where I've come from and where I am now, and just how the Lord has helped me and gotten me through, and how he continues to help me grow. I'm really focusing on surrender, being single, because I struggle with being alone, and really facing my hurt, facing my pain, facing my past, and just walking with the Lord and relearning and re-remembering that he loves me, that my identity is in him, that he has a plan for me, and that he is faithful even in the pain, and just really relying on him to be my dad and my husband and my identifier and my lover and my satisfaction and all that I need, and relying on that with him. And that's where I am right now. And I'll be in different journeys and in different seasons of my life, but that's where I am now. So I'm out of breath, but that's kind of an overview of me and my life, and I totally left out so many details, but this video would be like 1,000 years long if I continued anymore. So thank you guys for watching, and like I said earlier, in other videos that I'm going to make, I'm going to go in depth with each topic that I briefly talked about, and there's some topics I didn't even mention, and so I'm going to go in deeper with that as well. So stay tuned. If you liked this video or my previous video and you want to hear more, go ahead and like it, comment it, or subscribe. Push the subscribe button. Don't know if it's up or down, but it's somewhere, so push it. Woo! And if you really like me, and not me, but really like this video, if you really like me, if you really like this video, then push the little bell. Looks like a butterfly. The little bell, and that will allow you to see my videos right when I post it. So yeah, but I'm really excited for what God's gonna do, and I hope you guys know that you're just not alone, that you're loved, and God sees you where you are, and He died for you, and He's seeking after you, He's chasing after you, and He just loves you more than you'll ever understand. And so if you ever need me, I'm always here. Thank you guys for watching. The Lord loved you so much, and so do I. So thank you guys for all of your love, and I'm so excited for this journey with you. All right, have a good day.